Welcome back to the reading of Reclaim Yourself by me, Jessica Nuñez-LaMarre. Part 3, Your Healing Journey. Chapter 14, the Three-Step Rediscovery Process. Your healing journey has already begun. Throughout this book, you have started to recognize and acknowledge cycles, patterns, emotions, and thoughts that keep you stuck. To continue your journey, remember you have parts within yourself frozen in time. They're not bad. They're experiences, many of which were never able to be fully expressed or acknowledged. Situations in which the emotions couldn't flow, or parts of you that were shunned, silenced, or not able to share your truth. When we go back and honor these parts of us, we have the opportunity to set them free, to integrate them into unconditional love. You can start healing now at this very moment. With the knowledge, wisdom, insight, and guidance I have gained on my healing journey, I have created the Three-Step Rediscovery Process. This process is a guide to help you reconnect to yourself with a capital S. I noticed in my healing session with practitioners, healing myself, and holding the space for others to heal, there was a similar flow. We would acknowledge the situation, emotion, thought, or belief. Then we would compassionately connect with it and listen to it. And lastly, we would set it free and integrate it into the love. The Three-Step Rediscovery Process is a process to help you rediscover yourself by identifying and unpacking all that you have been holding on to for decades. The Three-Step Rediscovery Process gives a voice to the voiceless parts within you. It helps you identify and start unpacking the cycles, patterns, limiting beliefs, stuck emotions, and more in the invisible backpack. This process opens space inside of you for more love and allows you to reconnect to who you truly are. It removes the barriers and the blocks around your heart wall so you can finally feel free to love, acceptance, and peace you have been craving for so long. Step 1, realize, become aware. The first step in reconnecting to yourself with a capital S is to become aware that there is a disconnection. If we are not willing to acknowledge there is a disconnection, then there is no need for reconnection. Start to become aware of when you feel overcome by thoughts, emotions, feelings, or behaviors. In the beginning, it may seem like all the time. The key to step 1 is to recognize and acknowledge the part. Notice how it may show up, possibly as a thought, emotion, feeling, behavior, cycle, or pattern, without judgment. Imagine you can watch the thoughts and emotions as though you can step back and witness them like you are watching a movie. Notice cycles or patterns that come up or feelings you don't want to feel, yet inevitably end up feeling. Step 2, reconnect, honor, and accept. Once we acknowledge there is a disconnect, we can then start to become aware of the belief systems that manifest as thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, which keep us separate from ourself. The key to step 2 is non-judgmental acceptance. Acceptance of the parts of you who have been frozen in time without wanting or trying to change or fix them. And acceptance without guilt or shame. Rather, love them just the way they are. Step 2 is where we start to grow our relationship with the parts of us we don't want to see or love, the parts we were taught to dislike. It's the beginning of the relationship you've been looking for your whole life. A great way to start this relationship is to keep a journal. I know, you don't have time for a journal. Me either. But I made time because I realized that if I want my life to transform, I must believe I'm worthy of the time spent. In this journal, Just start to write. Here are some prompt questions if needed. There's no need to answer all of these at once. Before you answer these questions, relax. Breathe in and breathe out deeply, at least 3 times. Just free write. Do not censor your words. Just write. Number 1, what thoughts always flood my mind? Number 2, what are the belief systems around these thoughts? Number 3, what are these thoughts trying to protect me from? Number 4, when are these thoughts triggered? Number 5, what emotions are strongest for me? Number 6, when are these emotions triggered? Number 7, what behaviors do I have in my life that keep me stuck or in patterns I no longer want? Where and when did I learn these patterns? What would help me feel more love for myself? Number 10, what is keeping me from loving all of myself? Number 11, what is keeping me from accepting all of myself? Number 12, where did I pick up these beliefs that part of me are unlovable? Number 13, what would it take to love me more? Number 14, what do I need to release to feel more at peace? When we start to reconnect to the love within us, ourself, we may get conflicting messages. Is this myself? Is this just the voice inside my head? Is it a part of me? Are these feelings myself, or are they learned conditional reactions to situations? Yourself, with a capital S, often referred to as intuition, is often heard in stillness when we relax, let go, and are present in the moment. We are not thinking about the past or the future, just the current moment. Like a whisper, kind, loving, and supportive. Understanding and forgiving always. May not be based on reason, you just know. Maybe less verbal and just more of a feeling. Aha moments. Information may come in faster than you can make it up. It may not be what you want to hear, but it comes from a place of love. Like, he's not the best for you. At your core, you know this. You may not want to admit it or hear it, but yourself, your soul knows. Myself is calm, compassionate, creative, and curious, and offers me clarity, courage, and confidence. The 8 C's of internal family systems. Yourself, often referred to as intuition, does not control, judge, or manipulate, criticize you, or act demanding, shout, or put you down, focus on the analytical, or feel inauthentic, guilt, or shame you, or make you feel bad. When the voice in my head is trying to control me or someone else, judge me or someone else, or when it punishes me and makes me feel guilty or shameful, this is not myself. Step 3, release. Listen to what you need, forgive, and bring in unconditional love. When difficult, challenging, or negative thoughts or emotions come up, our first instinct is to push them away and shove them back down. We do not want to feel these feelings. What I have found is that many are more scared of what may happen when we feel these feelings than the actual feelings themselves. Bringing awareness to this situation allows me to feel these feelings from a safe space. You are the only one who can give a voice to the voiceless within. When we reconnect to parts of us, they may need something. When we offer them the time and space to speak to us, they may not need to use our thoughts, bodies, and emotions to communicate so intensely. When we honor our parts, we listen with compassion and curiosity. If you notice yourself not listening from a place of compassion and curiosity, then you know you are not in self, and you are not coming from a place of unconditional love. If you are not coming from a place of unconditional love where you feel curious and compassionate towards the part of you that you are honoring, another part of you may be coming forward that has feelings, possibly judgment, anger, resentment, fear, or another emotion to put the part of you that you are working with. Always come back to love. Love is where healing comes from. The key to step 3 is all about listening to the parts of us and integrating them back into the love they already are. It's as though when they were frozen in time, they could no longer flow with love. They want to flow with love again. We must be willing to allow them to flow again. Forgiveness is a big part of this flow. Forgiving others or ourselves. Forgiving someone else does not excuse what they did, but it opens space inside of you for more love to flow. It is a freeing of your soul. The resentment, anger, and hurt you harbor for another are within you. It is feeling your body, mind, and soul and expressing itself in your emotions. These parts of you want to be freed, and you are the only one who can free them. I love using Louise Hayes's forgiveness practice from her book, You Can Heal Your Life. The person I need to forgive is, and I need to forgive them for, fill in the blank. When I do this forgiveness practice, I forgive myself and others. I typically do this practice for about 10 minutes, just repeating this phrase and inserting in names of others or myself and what needs to be forgiven. After I complete this process, I feel so much lighter. I typically cry as I release all I have been holding on to. I also tap on my body, trusting whatever tension or pain that comes up in my body is exactly what needs to be tapped on when I run through the practice. As an example, while I'm forgiving someone, I might tap on my jaw because it feels tight, or my chest or stomach, just feeling into my body while I use the forgiveness mantra. Once you honor and listen with compassion and curiosity, you can set that part of you free and integrate that part of you into awareness or unconditional love. You can ask the part of you what she would rather do instead of having the role she has, and ask her how she would like to be freed. You have the power to set her free, and you have the power to set yourself free. At the end of the three-step rediscovery process, it is imperative to give gratitude for both the parts and yourself for showing up, listening, and trusting whatever came up. You are starting to show up for yourself, which can be new. Be grateful for that. The key to step 1 is to recognize and acknowledge that you are in a pattern or cycle, or healing is needed. The key to step 2 is to reconnect to the part of you that is experiencing this event or cycle and accept that part just as it is. The key to step 3 is to listen with compassion and curiosity to what you need and allow your part to integrate back into the light, the unconditional love that you already are. What I have found is when I heal a past situation, inevitably the pattern comes up again just to make sure I have addressed it. So don't be surprised if something similar happens again after you heal it. Again, just breathe into it. Sometimes you need more than just breathing into a situation. In those cases, I make a noise, or in some cases, I hit pillows if I need to release something intense. I will start hitting the pillow and say how angry I feel, or yell the word no. Then, as I continue, it will feel like a block has been released from my heart wall, and I typically cry. Throughout this process, the most important thing is to trust yourself. Listen to yourself. No one knows what you need more than you do. No one. I used to look outside myself for what I needed. I now know that no one can tell me. I am the only one who can figure it out. Reconnect to yourself and then do what you need. My recommendation for part 3 is to read through all the 3-step rediscovery processes. As you read through these processes, complete them as you feel called to do so. Do not rush yourself or try to overdo it. Healing is a process. You will know when you are ready. Practice one 3-step rediscovery process at a time. If you are struggling with boundaries, start with boundaries. If you are struggling with overwhelming thoughts, start there. If perfectionism is a challenge, work through the 3-step rediscovery process for perfectionism. Trust yourself. What you may find as you read through these is that one of the processes may become very visible in your life. As an example, you may find you carry a lot of guilt, or situations continue to arise that make you feel guilty. If that's the case, complete the 3-step rediscovery process for guilt. Each 3-step rediscovery process you complete will bring you closer and closer to yourself, your soul. So I just want to make a little comment about internal family systems. So that's the end of the chapter. But I want to make a comment about internal family systems, which is a very powerful healing modality. Richard Schwartz, he wrote a book called No Bad Parts, Healing Trauma and Restoring Wholeness with the Internal Family Systems Model. Prior to even knowing about internal family systems, I talked about myself in parts. And I would say, this part of me feels this way, and this part of me feels another way, but, my soul feels this way, or there's this part of me that I know that this is the way. So I just want to read this, which is note 20. I love this word, self, with a capital S. I learned it from Internal Family Systems, a type of therapy by Richard Schwartz, PhD. He has spent 4 decades bringing forth this beautiful healing therapy. He's authored many books, including No Bad Parts, which guides us to love all parts of us. What he teaches, I experienced in my life before learning his methods. His methods enhanced my process, which my engineering part loved. So, if you ever get the opportunity, find, and you feel called to it, find an internal family systems therapist. It is absolutely incredible healing modality.